Hey, good morning, Eastern Oregon, and welcome to this May 13th version of AM Live on EOA. Your connection to Eastern Oregon, we are glad that you are here this morning. We are in the studio, as you know, as we always are, but we're just glad to be back, glad to be here. Here in just a little bit, we're going to have JT Thorne, who is the head of the local Special Olympics, and he's going to be talking to us about a great event that's happening right here in Eastern Oregon coming up in June. So, hey, how are you, man?
What's up?
What's up?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Second Monday.
I'm off my rhythm just a little bit.
It feels muggy. Like
muggy?
Even in here, it feels muggy to me. Yeah.
It is, man.
It's that weird, like when it's kind of overcast and it's just.
Yeah.
We need moisture though.
We do. We needed the rain really badly. I was talking to a farmer last week, and it was just dry. I mean, it's been dry for a month,
We still have a lot of snowpack though.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in John Day this weekend, and up, in those foothills and the Mount Hood, there's still a ton of snow. I mean, we still have snowpack here.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, at least that's gonna help with fire season, I think. But
right.
Right now, the forest, like I stopped at a few places on the way back looking for mushrooms, and it's just bone dry.
Yeah. So you didn't find any mushrooms? Just
No.
There's not.
No, I was in Sumter.
Somebody
area.
had said that they were just there hasn't been enough moisture for them to pop out.
That's very true. Hopefully this weekend there'll be some though, because it's been kind of wet, and then if it warms up, we're good. We should get some mushrooms. I love morels too, so it's like, but I'm not paying $50 a pound for them or $30 a pound. It's just not.
How long does it take for a mushroom to grow?
I don't know really. A couple days maybe. I think they're
Are they really fast?
Yeah. I think you can. I think once the spore opens, it goes real fast. Because they go bad really fast too. If you don't get to them, because a lot of times you'll be out looking for them and you'll come across ones that are just kind of
they're
burnt.
overdone.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
What's happening in the news? Anything interesting? I don't think so.
I mean, just the normal stuff.
Yeah, usually I have some little tidbit of news information to talk about, but there didn't seem to be much going on.
No.
It's quiet, which is not bad. I mean, that's a good thing, right?
So they are doing, you might mention up at Mira today, they're doing some kind of a
they're doing some kind of a fire. If you see smoke at Mira, don't call.
Yeah.
Is basically what they said.
It's supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
They're doing some kind of
Oregon Department of Forestry is doing some training up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, hey, you want to do sports?
Let's do it.
All right.
AM Sports Report brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress in LeGrand. Experience the ultimate relaxation and support with the Flex Steel Z-Cleaner with a variety of customizable positions, zero gravity recline, and a durable performance fabric. The Z-Cleaner is your ticket to a healthier, well-rested life. Come discover the true power of comfort at Northwest Furniture and Mattress. Big Red Rocking Chair on Elm off Adams in LeGrand. Let's start it off with the CCC championships for EOU track and field. The men won their 5th straight CCC championship. Justin Krabenhoff was named the CCC Men's Most Valuable Performer after scoring 32.5 points across multiple events, including a win in the 110-meter hurdles and anchoring the EOU Men's Championship winning 4x400 relay. Justin Ash received the CCC Outstanding Track Performer of the meet after winning the 3,000-meter steeplechase on Friday in 9 minutes, 12.73 seconds, which is an NAIA standard. That's pretty cool. Head coach Ben Welch was named the CCC Coach of the Year again. I don't even ask him how many of those he has, because he probably doesn't even know he's had so many of them. On the women's side, Adrienne Washington was named the CCC Women's Most Valuable Performer. This is Adrienne Washington that played volleyball at EOU and graduated and came back on the track team as a grad student. She was the most valuable performer in the championship for the conference. That's pretty amazing. The women finished third place as a team. Here's the individual winners. The 400-meter hurdle women's team of Scotland Hill, the 400-meter hurdle winner for EOU was Scotland Hill. Women's long jump, here she is again, Adrienne Washington. The men's 1800, a name you might know. He's a LeGrand High School graduate. Austin Uhl won the 800 in the CCC. Men's discus, Mark Church. Men's high jump, Tyler Jones. Men's shot put, Tanner Nett. And the 4x400 men's relay team of Krabenhoff, Gregorio, Manzer, and Osman. The NAIA championships will take place May 21 through May 23. So just, a little bit over a week from now in Marion, Indiana. And we have quite a few EOU kids that have qualified, so good luck to them. EOU softball won their first game of the opening round of the national tournament yesterday in San Antonio versus Middle Georgia State, a Middle Georgia State team that was on a 27-game winning streak. Well, EOU softball came to town and snapped that winning streak 3-2. And 3-2 is giving them a run or two, because we made a couple errors in the sixth, which basically gave them those 2 runs. Kylie Parsons was brilliant in the circle again for the ladies. They're playing defending national champion OLLU, Our Lady of the Lakes University, right now. It's starting any minute now. And in the winner of this advances to the championship of the first round, which means if you win all the way through, you have to be beat twice in the championship, because it's a double elimination tournament. It's this bracket that EOU got stuck in, and here's another, I'm going to bash on the rankings and the Raiders right now just for a second, just because it's ridiculous. The way it's set up is there was enough conference champions and conference tournament champions to have exactly 2 in each bracket. For some reason, they decided, let's throw 3 in EOUs and only 1 in a different bracket. So this bracket of 5, out of the 5 teams, 3 of them are conference champions and 3 in the top 20, which is absolutely crazy to me. I don't understand how EOU is ranked 14 with the record that they have, the quality of wins, their wins against top 5 opponents, and then how B, you're gonna throw them into a bracket with the defending national champion OLLU and 3 total top 20 teams. It's just really crazy to me. The winner of this site will advance to Georgia from May 22nd through May 28th, Columbus, Georgia, for the final, the end of the national tournament, and that's where we want to be for sure. Yesterday it was cool. One of the softball girls posted some pictures, so I had her send them to me. She's a student teacher out at Island City, Grace Spencer, and she's a student teaching in the kindergarten class there, and the kids got to take a break from schoolwork yesterday to watch the EOU softball game. Hopefully they get to do that again today too. That's really cool. It's hot in San Antonio right now. That's why this game was supposed to start, I want to say at noon our time, and it's starting right now because of the heat. It's supposed to get up to 104 degrees there today. Undefeated LHS softball hosts Pendleton on Friday at 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. for their only games of the week. I had seniors Carly Strand, Marty Anderson, and Paige Allen on the sports show yesterday. You can find it all on all of our content, so Facebook, Roku, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you want. Those interviews are right there. Go check them out. They're good. They're interesting. LHS baseball will also host Pendleton for their senior day on Friday, 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock. These are the final GOL games of the year for both teams. And what does that mean to you guys? That means playoffs. I think both teams will make it. The softball team's in for sure. They're 23-0. The baseball team's on the cusp, kind of. I think they're sitting in like 12th or 13th in the state right now, and the top 16 make the playoffs. Even if with 2 losses to Pendleton, I think we still get in because of Pendleton's RPI and the way it'll all work out. So as soon as I have information on playoffs for LeGrand softball and baseball, I'll let you know. AM Sports Report brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress. They want to make you comfortable in your own home.
Good stuff. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a new sponsor for our weather segment, and that's CHD Developmental Disabilities. We've been working on a campaign for them, making 4 different videos that helps people understand the needs of those vulnerable folks, people, and so we're going to be talking about that. But for now, let's look outside. Take a look. It's kind of that rainy, gloomy.
Yeah.
Yep. But we've sure been needing it. Yeah. Yesterday, Bennett and I were setting up for an event, and man, it was just pouring like crazy. So let's look at that weather graphic. So 71 today. It's supposed to get sunny. That's nice. 40 tonight, and then looks like it's going to be pretty nice for the rest of the week.
Yeah, that high temperature on Friday, I'm loving that. That's when the games are. And then Saturday, too. I mean, yeah, it's going to be ideal to go look for some mushrooms this weekend.
Yeah. Good. And again, the sponsor for our weather segment is CHD Developmental Disabilities. Take a look at this video. So hey Chris, thanks for being a part of this conversation. And today's conversation is about vulnerable adults in Union County. Let's start with, first of all, how do we identify them?
So Oregon State statute has identified anyone that is 18 years of age or older that has an intellectual developmental disability, mental illness, or is over the age of 65 or with a physical disability as a vulnerable adult population.
One of the points of this conversation is to help people watch out for each other and to be aware if somebody might be being mistreated in some manner. How do we identify that, and what do we do about it?
Anytime that you see or hear of something that makes you uncomfortable about a population that Center for Human Development works with, intellectual developmental disabilities, mental illness, it's always the right thing to do to place that call. Trained screeners like myself know how to start, know what to look for, and what to go with. So if your gut's telling you that something's not quite right, make that call.
What if I'm afraid of embarrassing somebody, or I don't want to sound the alarm if there's not really a concern? What do you say to people who might be in that situation?
I always say if you're not sure if you should make that call, then you definitely need to make the call. It's always better to be safe than sorry. It could be someone's health and safety at risk.
Tell us, who do we reach out to? What do we do?
So there are 2 numbers to get a hold of me. The first is the SAFE line, which is the Oregon screening line, and that's 855-503-SAFE. Or you can reach me directly to my desk at 541-962-8889.
Hey, thanks, Chris. And we'll be having more of these conversations.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, CHD, for sponsoring this part of the show. And over the next few months, we'll be talking about them every Tuesday. All right. Well, hey, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, JT Thorne will be with us to talk about Special Olympics and the upcoming events. All right, we're back. Glad that you guys are here with us. JT Thorne with us. How are you, man?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Good.
Cool. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you bet. And while I'm thinking about it real quick, you work for Carpet One,
Yes,
and
sir.
Carpet One is opening a new store called
House to home.
House to Home Furnishings, right? Yeah.
sir.
And they're having a grand opening on Thursday. The ribbon cutting is at 9 a.m. and then the rest of that is a grand opening, and we're going to be doing a couple of live streams during that time, so watch out for that. So, all right, but you're not here today to talk about
No, sir.
Carpet One.
That is not my forte.
No, yeah. So tell us, I mean, how did you get involved in this?
Bottom line, I have a daughter who's developmentally disabled.
Okay.
And Doug Trice, who had run this program for many, many years before us, came to us and said, we want Danny to come and run. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I was very hesitant to accept the fact
Yeah.
that she needed to be in Special Olympics.
Yeah.
And that's what started it. I mean, we were parents and volunteers for 15 plus years.
Yeah. Now, how is she disabled? I mean, can you help me
She
understand?
doesn't have a diagnosis, but
Okay.
she is more autistic than anything.
Okay.
And so that's how she falls under the autism umbrella.
So,
Well, hang,
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask this
Sure.
just to clear things up for people. So if you don't have a diagnosis, how can you run for Special Olympics? Is there a criteria?
You have
I mean, you know what I mean? How
yeah,
do you? How
I got you. You have to have a documented physical or mental disability.
Okay.
And so their primary care provider will have that in writing.
Yeah.
And
it
so
can be physical.
yes,
Oh, okay. I
absolutely.
Didn't know that.
You could lose a leg and come run for me.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it just it's physical or mental. It does
I
not
don't
have
think
to
a
be.
lot of the public knows that either, because I think most people think that it's just developmental.
Right, it's either Down syndrome, autism, something to that effect. No,
Yeah.
it's physical and or mental.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Well, and how does, since there's so much variety in that, how do you have competition? How do you know what I mean?
right,
I mean, and I remember you were at Rotary, and these were some of the questions that I had then,
Yeah.
because I mean, I think Kyle's right. People just don't understand. Yeah.
they don't. And see, when they set competitions up by age and by bracketing their disability.
Okay.
So if we have one sport is a 100-meter walk. So if we have the ages between 8 and 80 can all participate.
Okay.
We start at 8 years old.
Yeah.
And I don't really think there's an end.
Right.
It's just whenever they're done walking.
Right. Yeah.
But then they'll take their times, and then this is set up by SONA, which is Special Olympics North America, and they bracket them. They are by speed and ability. So if they can walk good, and 10 of them do it within 15 seconds, they start bracketing them. And they'll break it down to the tenths and hundredths. I mean, this is legit scoring.
Huh.
I mean, it's not just, oh, well, let little Timmy come and do this. It's,
Right.
This is a sport.
But like, let's say, I mean, you have wheelchair races too.
I
Yes?
do have a young lady that is in a motorized wheelchair.
Okay, so then how does that? How I mean, how is that
You
not like?
soup it up and
yeah,
throw a
who-
turbo
yeah,
charger on it.
right? Yeah, who
I'd
has
love
the-
to,
right,
get her
yeah.
some spinners and some glow,
Yeah.
We do set times, so she does a 25-meter slalom and then a 25-meter race.
Okay.
So in that slalom, she's timed, and we take the top 3 times, average them, and then we submit those to the sports department for the state. And then they take that state last year. There was, I believe, 3 wheelchair athletes
Yeah.
in the entire state.
Huh.
And so they put them on the line and said, go for it.
Huh.
And they had a blast. I mean, it was really cool to see, more athletes coming out, more people going, oh, well, they can do this.
Right.
It was always our athlete would only do bowling because she could go up and push the ball.
Right.
I'm like, no, bring her on the track. We got stuff to do. And so she has a lot of fun doing it.
But the point is more inclusive. I mean, the point is to scoop in as many in as much variety as possible. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
every intellectual disability, every physical disability, we want them all.
Yeah.
We want them off the couch, put down the video game controller, get out in the sun, get out in the fresh air,
Yeah.
come have fun, build a team. We have a team. So the athletes that have been doing this for years and years, I know one of our athletes is over 30 years in this program. And he loves it.
I can probably name him, I would think.
Probably.
Probably around my age,
Yeah,
actually.
I
Pretty
believe
close.
he is.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's just, we want them off the couch.
Right.
I mean, they need something to do. Come on and have fun. Come. And myself, my wife, the other co-LPC, and all of our coaches, we're out there goofing with them. We have fun. We throw, competing softball throws with them, or throw the mini javelin, or try to run, because, I don't do that. But, we make this an interactive thing. They don't just come, run, and go home.
Right.
We have fun.
Do you guys have softball team for
We do not.
Union County? See, when I coached Special Olympics in Polk County for like 3 years, and softball you play with you play with your
unified.
coaches.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man, dude, that was so fun. Like, that was probably my 3 most favorite years coaching anything right there.
Yeah, and
Really.
I coached softball here for many
It was
years.
so
and
fun, dude.
I want to, but me getting a dozen softball players
Yeah,
together,
small area. I get
small
it,
area
yeah.
plus y'all got jobs, and so
Yeah.
we have to work. Yeah, it's just we don't have that. There are so many sports that we don't offer based on geographic location and the amount of athletes that are needed for those.
Yeah, just not a lot of people here.
Right, bocce, soccer, softball, basketball, any of those things are Special Olympic sports.
Right.
But just not, we don't have the quantity of people.
Dang.
Yeah, because it could be so much bigger.
Yeah, like I said, those were probably my 3 favorite years coaching out of all of my coaching experience, and it was just because you get to play and coach, and it's just
Absolutely.
it's so rewarding. Like, it's the little simple things, like like when I'm coaching like a high schooler, or like there's all this technical stuff, and you can just bring it back to, hey, this is how you catch a ball
playing.
with 2 hands. Like,
Yes.
we're getting back to the roots here, and I loved it, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Our
man.
golf team is like that now, and that's how golf is set up as a unified sport. And so we have a group of skills players, and then we have, I believe, it's probably 6 groups or 6 doubles that go out and do 9 holes in practice every Monday at the country club. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it's
Very cool.
It's a lot of fun. If you like golfing and you want to get a hold of me. We can have you golf with some really cool people.
Yeah, I might have to do that. That
Yeah.
might be some fun. That might be fun.
Absolutely.
Well, so how much time? I mean, you don't get paid for this.
No, sir.
Yeah, and so how much time does this require personally for you to help?
For my wife and I, this is another job. I mean, it's another full-time job.
Yeah.
We do this year round. There's like a month and a half in between each core group of sports that we can relax
Yeah.
and then go, oh, we got to talk about swimming. And so we
Right.
step right up. So, I mean, it's on a weekly basis, we're 15 plus hours a week just after work,
Yeah.
after dinner, and, with our daughter and stuff like that. So we practice at the high school Friday and Saturdays for track right now. Mondays is golf at the country club. And then right at the end of school year, when that is over, we'll take up Wednesday afternoons at the track as well. So we'll have 3 days of 2 hours of track, so 6 hours of them practicing. And they have a certain amount of practices they need to qualify for regionals.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we make sure that they get plenty of
Yeah.
those.
Now you followed Doug Trice, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and Kyle and Doug are good friends. They do a scholarship. Are you in the middle of that? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
That should be
We're
the
about to
golf,
hand-
right?
Yeah.
I started that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is going to be year 4 where we give out $1,000 scholarships to 2 kids in the Valley and 2 kids at LeGrand.
That's fantastic.
And it's all, it was, I mean, I knew Doug since the time I was 15 years old, and his kids, you know what I
Yep.
mean? Just a small community, obviously.
Absolutely.
You know people, and Doug touched a lot of people's lives, man. He was a very positive impact for Special Olympics, in this
Yeah.
area. For
I could
sure.
say one phrase, and then it would set back every memory, and he'd just look at you and go, rock and roll.
Yep.
And yeah, we followed him. We were in the program for 12 years before he passed, and then COVID hit and all that. And so, I mean, we didn't do anything with the program. And some of the longer term coaches that have been with Doug called us up and said, "Hey, we need you to take this over." And we were like, "Those are really big shoes."
Yeah.
And, and we try every day. It's, I talk to him all the time. I'm like, why didn't you tell me these things? So.
Why didn't you show me? The
Yeah,
ropes,
it's like,
bro?
come on. I mean, it's like, nope, we're not going to do anything for 4 years. And then all of a sudden I need you to pick this up and continue the program that has been running solely by Doug for, forever.
Yeah.
Got a comment. I'm assuming this is your wife, and forgive me if I pronounce it wrong. Liz?
Liz. Yeah.
Liz?
It's
like,
Liz.
Like a Z.
Just like a
Liz
Z.
says the support the athletes give each other is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are their own
different
biggest
level.
fans.
Yep.
Danny runs an 800, and the other athletes are waiting for her to continue, and they're yelling for her, cheering, screaming, getting her pumped up,
Yeah,
and
it's a different
they do that
level.
for everybody, and it's really cool because they have a little bit of competitiveness within them,
Yeah.
but it's more internal, and so they're always supportive of everybody, no matter who's doing what.
Because they're competing against themselves.
Exactly.
In their head.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, these athletes it's something to watch. Anybody should come down and watch them practice because it is 100% pure joy.
So where do you practice? Tell us about your
LeGrand High School, the blue track.
Okay.
Fridays are 4 to 5:30. Saturdays are 10 to 11:30. And then it'll be Wednesdays in a couple weeks.
And that's open for people to just come watch if they want.
Yeah,
I
come
mean,
hang out,
obviously,
grab a lawn chair, and sit down with all the parents and caregivers and other coaches and stuff like that, and talk and just watch them. It's really cool to see. And the sports that we do for track are running, walking, our wheelchair athlete, but we also brought the mini jav to Special Olympics.
Is that foam thing?
Not foam. It's
it's
hard plastic.
Oh, is it hard
Yeah.
plastic?
We didn't bring it. It just became a sport that we can do. And so if you overthrow the softball throw, which is a special needs version of shot put,
Shot put. Yep.
I have guys that just will throw a ball past the boundaries. So I'm like, we're going to do mini javelin.
Yeah.
And so they bring these, and I have a couple of athletes that can throw them 50 yards. I mean, it is an amazing thing to watch these. They're 400-gram, 3-foot-long plastic javelins, and they seem to really, really like it. It's really a cool sport to watch.
So it's shaped like a javelin, has a point in the whole nine.
It has a rubber point.
Oh, okay.
We're not shish kebabbing anybody here.
Oh,
And I go out in the field and I let them throw at me.
Yeah, right.
And so it becomes a thing if they can hit
Yeah.
coach or not.
Yeah.
If they drill me, I owe them ice cream.
Yeah.
So I make sure I stand like 55 yards back just to make sure I don't
Give
get
them
it.
an incentive. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We
Yeah.
have fun. We do things like that. So.
Yeah. So yeah, ex-president Tom Ensko.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he took, when he was up here as a student, he took a javelin in the thigh, a real live.
Oh,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
that's just bad luck.
Yes, exactly.
You go to a track meet and people have died from that. There was a dad a few years ago at a high school track meet, just happened to be in an area where a throw went awry a little bit and it just.
All right. Yeah, I pinned him to the ground. Not a good thing.
I'm staying away from the javelin, even the plastic javelin.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll just watch from a
I've got
distance.
marks.
Yeah.
So.
But it'll fly though. That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, these are the precursor to a javelin. Schools all over the United States use them.
Oh, I see.
as
Okay.
Prep training for. They don't want to give a first day, a real javelin. So
Yeah. Yeah.
they practice with these and then they advance. So ours won't advance. Ours just does the plastic ones. So,
Cool.
but it is an actual state sport now. So.
So,
which is really kind of cool.
but sounds like really the point of it all, though, whether the athletes know it or not, the point is to just have a place for them to gather.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's to
Integration,
create a
socialization.
community,
Absolutely.
a family. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah,
If I had my dream, we'd have a place that
We
we
could
all
hang
go
out.
and
Right.
practice and
Yeah.
do,
Your own facility.
our own facility. That would be an amazing thing.
yeah.
But the logistics of that's really hard.
There are some people, though, in Special Olympics that are pretty, like some athletes that are pretty fired up about winning and getting them gold medals.
Oh yeah, my daughter loves gold medals.
Yeah.
I mean, you're bringing home the hardware.
Yeah.
And you it's a big thing, and you make it a big thing for them, and then it just explodes.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, she has quite a few medals, and we have currently 3 actual World Game athletes on our program.
I mean, I'm not going to say any names,
Right.
but I'm pretty sure the one you were talking about being there for 30 years used to wear the medals to school. Man,
I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure.
They get pretty proud of those things. And I get it. I would too.
It generated a buzz with other students.
Right,
Like,
and it gives them
hey,
something to
look
talk
at that.
about.
Yeah,
And- yeah.
and, like it's a way to pump somebody up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, so, but there's something special that's happening. I mean, so we've
Something special.
been talking about the program here locally.
Right.
Tell us what's happening here.
June 28th at EOU, we are hosting the Special Olympic Regional Track Competition.
Okay.
They call it athletics. I call it track. It's the same thing. We will have county representatives from Hermiston, Pendleton, Grant County, Baker County, Union County, and Malheur County, if I do believe what they tell me.
Yeah.
So they will be here at EOU, and it's from 8 to noon, 1 o'clock-ish, and we do a full-blown track meet for Special Olympic athletes. We have done this at Hermiston in the past, but this is our year, our time to shine, and we're putting them on that great track at EOU, and we're going to have an absolute blast. And so this is the first time in a very, very long time that it's been in La Grande.
So how many athletes do you think will be in for that? A guess.
I guess 80.
So how many athletes do you haul to those kind of events?
For regional events, we have 20. I believe we have 21, and she'll probably correct me. Athletes locally for our track group, and then Hermiston, Pendleton, Milton Freewater are all one group, and they will bring their athletes over. Grant will come. Baker brings 5-ish. Just all depends on the year.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have a little less, sometimes we have a little more.
Yeah.
So this will be a really good thing for other people to see our area and see, what we're doing. I invited people from Wallowa County to come and view this regional practice because I'm trying to help get Wallowa County's Special Olympic program built. They don't have one. And I believe that they need one. And I've talked to people that say there are athletes there that would love to do this. So we're going to use this as a stepping stone to get another county to get those athletes, again, bring them in and get them doing stuff.
So I posted a link to the soar.org. And just so you guys know, on the calendar there on June 28th, it says that it's at the high school. It's not at the high school. It's at EOU.
Correct. Yes.
Are you bringing in any vendors or anything like food? Is there going to be any?
We're going to start with Kat Dooley's going to be there.
She just commented actually. She said, "I love this program. Great job, JT and Liz. You both are amazing. So excited for the event."
Yeah, and they're our T-shirt vendor and our everything else vendor. I can't. Her and Rob are amazing. And then what they do, and she jumped in this both feet head first. Said, "Absolutely, we'll make shirts for this." So that's good. We're looking at food vendors to get them up on that gravel path on the south end of the track.
Yeah.
Be able to get something, burgers or pulled pork or something. So we're going to try to have that done.
Cool.
And then we're bringing in bleachers for the parents and the other groups, and it'll really be. It's a thing. It's really cool to see.
Well, that sounds awesome. I mean, and if there's some way that we can help. I mean, if you need a sound system or I don't know, you keep us in mind.
Absolutely, I'd love to, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
This is this regional competition is great because this year is they call it a qualifying year. Next year, in June in Minnesota, is USA Games. So athletes from the past, powerlifting, swimming, and bowling are put into a group, and then the gold medal winners could get, I have to be very politically correct about this, could get nominated for USA Games. So then this track and golf, and as well as, track and golf are the last two that they're waiting for to get athletes brought in for USA Games. If they get chosen, we practice again, and we practice harder and more. And then we go to Minnesota, or they go to Minnesota to actually compete. And if they gold medal there, then it's a whole other thing for World Games. So this is a very good ramp up. And to have it here locally, I think is really cool because we have a good core group of athletes that very possibly could keep continuing on and, doing their athletic medal gaining.
That's cool.
You get that at World Games, I mean, you get a big medal. So
Yeah, no, I was looking at my phone. I have a guy that I graduated with from Northwest Nazarene. His name is Jeff Carr, and Jeff was in charge of the Special Olympics when they were in Los Angeles a few years ago. Yeah, and
it's a big thing too. So,
yeah. So I mean, I followed his career over the years. So no, super cool.
Yeah, giving them the ability, and when it comes to World Games, they walk out with all the World Olympic athletes.
Yeah.
They do the full walk-in ceremonies, everything. I mean,
Big time.
yeah, the Paralympics and stuff like that. You hear of that, for skiing a lot of the Paralympics, but it's the same thing. It gives them every opportunity to be on that main stage.
Yeah.
Every time that they compete.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Well, this is just amazing, and thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, we appreciate it. It's hard to get in the word out.
Yeah.
And we have heard, my wife and I took this over, it's about 5 years now.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, well, we thought it stopped when Doug passed away.
Yeah.
Right, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
We're
still
here.
a need. Oh, yeah.
There's still the
He
need
didn't
is,
take all the athletes with him.
right. And the need, I mean, we are, when our athletes come around and knock on your door and they're like, hey, we're doing a bowl-a-thon, that money comes to us as a program, and that's how we go to state.
Yeah.
We rent buses and have to pay for dinners and stuff like that. None of this is granted or given to us by the state. The state does not fund local programs.
No, that's all fundraising.
It is all fundraising.
Wow.
So if we hit you a couple times, it's because it's all fundraising, and that's
Yeah.
how we afford to buy the mini javelins. Cornhole, whole nother sport that we offered we pilot tested it this winter.
Yeah.
That is not a cheap sport.
Yeah.
And so and I know the athletes are going to go crazy for it. And
Yeah.
so
Of
I mean,
course. Yeah.
it's cornhole. A lot more, very strategic and very, there's rules,
Right.
But it's so fun. It is, that's another, these things cost money.
Right.
And in order for us to keep offering things to our athletes, that's why we help people understand that our athletes come out a couple times for fundraising, is because we got to pay for these things.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not a gift.
Well, that's great, and that's really helpful. So, how can people reach you locally? I mean, do you have a website or a Facebook page or?
We have a Facebook page.
Okay.
It is Union County or Special Olympics Oregon Union County.
Okay.
It's a long one, but we
Yeah.
had to put Special Olympics Oregon in front of it
Okay.
based on the state,
Okay.
their requirements. So it's Union County. Myself, my wife Liz, we all post things and share things from that page and to that page.
Okay.
The website for the state is soar.org/union.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the link's posted.
Okay.
Gotta
For
post
the
the
web
link.
page.
So that if somebody wanted to donate, they could, either one of those places they could find you.
Absolutely, they can
Yeah.
find us, and we can take any form they want.
Yeah.
Cash, check, Venmo.
You mean you'll take
PayPal.
money?
I'll take money. I take cash. And we have QR codes if necessary. We do. I mean, obviously, we are a 501c3, so we are completely. This is a tax write-off donation that anybody can do for this. And it's this program deserves more than even I give it and my wife give it. I mean, these athletes deserve the world, in my opinion. So let's, I just want to keep doing it for them.
Well, I don't know what that day is like for us, but it would be really awesome to do a live stream.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, and maybe sometime before then we could have you come back on the show and just do a segment and remind us that it's coming up, and yeah,
and I'll make it so that my wife can come and she can correct me while we're doing it. And we have a young athlete that is also part of the Athletic Leadership Council, and so I'll see if I can bring him as well.
Yeah,
I think he would really enjoy that, and he goes to Portland quarterly, or Beaverton, excuse me, and as a group of 13 athletes, they form a leadership council. And so the state will bring things to them and say, hey, we're thinking about this. What are your guys' opinions as athletes? So the athletes have a say. This isn't just, a dictatorship and they go, well, you're going to do this. The athletes do have a voice. And so this is a really cool thing. And this athlete that we can bring, very articulate, very, very nice kid. And so it would be a good thing for him to be able to speak a little bit too. So
awesome.
This one I just didn't plan very well.
That's all right.
I'm just like, I'll go. It's fine. So.
No, it's good. Okay, so again, that's June 28th.
EOU.
EOU.
8 to noon.
Okay.
And if you're a volunteer, you want to do day of volunteering, show up at 8 o'clock. And we'll feed you. We'll give you a T-shirt that says Special Olympics Volunteer. And you can have one heck of a fun day. And
if somebody knows a disabled person in some manner that really needs a social group, they really need to connect with people, how would they connect with you?
Same thing. They can call us. They can Facebook us. They can.
Yeah.
I mean, our phone numbers are posted.
Okay.
And I'll get them for you and Kyle too. You can share them as well because this is what we do. So our phone numbers are fine.
Good.
But yeah, absolutely. If you have one, you know of one, and they just aren't driving at home, bring them on. I mean, get them out in the sun, have some fun with them, and we'll teach them, core basics about the friendship and the companionship. So
Cool.
Good.
Yep.
All righty. Well, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here, JT. Yeah. All right. You want to get us out
before I get us out of here, quick EOU softball update. It's the top of the first. Hannah Tyree with a one-out single for an RBI. It's 1-0 EOU right now. Runners on second and third, and Madison Olson is up to bat. So let's go. We need this one. This is against the returning national champion. On this day, May 13th, 1846, U.S. Congress votes in favor of President James K. Polk's request to declare war on Mexico over border disputes. On this day in 1878, Danvers State Hospital, a psychiatric hospital in Massachusetts, opens and later serves as inspiration for the Arkham Sanatorium in the work of H.P. Lovecraft, which in turn inspires Arkham Asylum in the DC Batman universe. Madison Olson just doubled. 2 more runs for EOU. Let's go. On this day in 1991, Apple releases Macintosh Operating System 7, codenamed the Big Bang. On this day in 2019, new study on the moon shows that it's still shrinking with recent moonquakes as it cools, which was published in Nature Geoscience. On this day, the #1 song in 2005, Holla Back Girl by Gwen Stefani. She's my favorite. That's my celeb crush right there. On this day, the quote of the day comes from Einstein. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not people or things. One more time. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not people or things.
That's true. All right. Thank you, man.
Thank you, JT.
Thanks for
I appreciate your time.
Yeah. And Thursday, be right here with us, Dr. Kelly Ryan from Eastern Oregon University.
El Presidente.
Yep, we'll be right here.